Okay, here we are again with Cooking with Little Man. Today we're going to reveal our secret pizza dough recipe. We're going to start out with our ingredients. We have 3 cups of flour. For flour, I like to use the unbleached all-purpose flour, but you can also use cake flour for a crispier crust. You can also substitute this with regular all-purpose flour. 10 ounces of your favorite light beer. Okay, parents, I know what you're thinking, cooking with beer, but don't worry, all the alcohol will cook off. You could also substitute this with water, but the beer does add a good flavor. If you're going to use water, then you'll do the same thing and heat it to 110 to 120 degrees. Salt, pre-measured brown sugar, 2 tablespoons, and a packet of yeast. Also, we have extra virgin olive oil. So we're going to pull these measuring spoons out of here and get started. The first thing you want to do is take your beer. You're going to take it over to the stove here and pour it into a small pot. And we're going to heat that to about 110 degrees. Usually you want to use a thermometer, but ours got left outside and it got damaged in the rain. So we're just going to guess today. Well, we've done this enough where we kind of know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So you're going to take all your dry ingredients and you're going to mix them together. Would you like that?
Yeah.
And Landon is going to stir it for us. Oh. I like to keep a little bit out. 3 cups of flour, but I like to keep a little bit out for when we start kneading it. Our next ingredient is 1 teaspoon of salt. Would you like to put that in? If you hold that for me. I'll help you out. This is actually going to be 1.5 teaspoons. Alright, got that. And look at that. Pull that spoon again. This recipe tends to get a little messy, but we like it because of that. It's always fun to make pizza. Alright, and we're getting started early in the day because the dough has to have time to rise. Alright, take the fork and start mixing it together. Mix it all up, mix it all up. Here, hold it like this. There you go. Mix, mix, mix. We're going to add our 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And our packet of active dry yeast. Okay, Little Man is going to continue to mix that up for us. And we're going to grab our beer, which has been preheated. And it feels like it's about right. So we're going to take this, and we're going to add it to our mixture here. You ready? We're going to add it slowly, and you're going to stir it. I'm going to add this in, okay? Will you stir it for me? Alright, stir it all up. And we're going to add a little bit at a time and stir all that in. We're going to keep stirring, keep stirring. A little more.
Not that good.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Right, we'll add the rest of that. And we're going to stir until all those ingredients are combined. When it starts to get too tough to stir with a fork, this is where the fun part begins. We're going to start using our hands.
No, not the
Yeah,
head.
our hands. So we'll take the fork, put it to the side. Let me see your hands. Put a little flour, rub your hands together. Put a little flour on our hands like this. Keep the pizza from sticking to our hands. Okay. Put a little more on this hand. Just rub it together. There we go. Alright. Now we're going to start kneading the dough. Just put it all. Now we're going to start kneading the dough. It's kind of like when we made the hamburger meat. And as Little Man is showing you, you can keep adding flour to your hands to keep the dough from sticking. And we're going to kind of push on it, and fold it over. There you go, you're doing a good job. You like these hands-on cooking jobs, don't you? Okay. So we're going to pull it out of the bowl. We're just going to keep kneading it for a few minutes. If your dough seems to be too wet, you can add some more flour. Just add it a little bit at a time. If it seems to be too dry, then all you have to do is add a little bit of warm water. And I'd add that about a teaspoon at a time too. You don't want to add too much. Okay, so let's put all that right here. And we're just going to work this dough like this. We're going to keep on folding it over. You want to make sure you have all the lumps out of it. Push it together like that. Use the palm of your hand. And push it all together. That's good. Got a little bit of a mess, huh? Okay. We're going to set this to the side for a second. I like to make it a nice round ball. This is a little bit sticky. We could probably add a little flour to this. For now, we're going to set it right. And we're going to let that rest for a second. We're going to take our olive oil, put about 2 tablespoons in the bowl. We're going to spread that around the bowl real good. Set our dough inside this bowl. We're going to take a plate and cover it up. Right?
Yeah.
And then we're going to set this off to the side. I like to set it on the stove where it's out of the way. We're not going to put it on a burner or anything like that. Alright. What we're going to do is we're going to let that rise for about 2 hours. You want the dough to double in size. And when it's ready, we're going to go on with our next step. Okay, we're ready to get started with our second step. The little men's are sleeping right now, so I'm going to do this next segment by myself. And when they wake up, we'll go ahead and make the pizza. This is a real simple step. Just going to take your pizza dough, unbleached all-purpose flour, and some extra virgin olive oil. We cleaned our surface real good, so we're going to put some flour down. We're going to take our dough, and we're going to punch it down again. Depending on how wet it is, you may have to add more flour. And I just like to knead it for a few minutes. Just set that right there. Take a 1-gallon bag. Add a little more olive oil, about a tablespoon. Rub it around the bag a little bit. Place your dough inside. You're going to take that and you're going to set it in the refrigerator. Alright, we got our dough in the refrigerator. We're going to let that sit for a couple hours, and when the boys wake up, we'll come back and make our pizza. Alright! Daddy daycare is in full effect. Come on, little man. Alright. Alright, here we are in our episode of making a pizza, and I've got little man helping me out. This is our favorite part of building a pizza, because it's the messiest part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. can see, he's ready to go. Okay, we're going to start out by taking our pizza dough that we made earlier. Hold on before we do that. We're going to get our flour, and we're going to put some on the table here. We clean this table off real good. You may hear some cooing in the background. We got our other little man back there. Alright. And we're going to take our dough out. This is the dough that we stored in the refrigerator anyway. Set that off to the side. We're going to set that just like that. We're going to start out by putting some flour on our hands. Some flour on our hands. This will help keep our hands from sticking to the dough. And we've got a movie going in the background, and we're going to pause for a second and go turn off that movie so we can hear better. Okay, so we're back. And what we're doing here is we're just pushing the dough out a little bit. And we got a little too much flour on there, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Make it work. We're going to put a little flour on our rolling pin here, and little man is going to start rolling that out. And little man is demonstrating how you roll out your pizza. And you're doing a fine job, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to help you out a little bit. That's enough flour. That's enough flour. I'm going to set that off to the side. Good job. And he's just going to keep on rolling that out until we get about the size we need, which is 16 inches. We got a 16-inch pizza pan here. And he's going to flip it over. You want to keep moving your pizza dough when you're rolling it out so that it doesn't stick to the table. I'm sorry. You go right ahead. As you can see, this is his favorite part. Good job. Keep on rolling. Can I roll from here?
No.
Okay, while he continues to roll that out, I'm going to take a little extra virgin olive oil. And I'm going to put it on my pan. I'm going to rub that around real good. Maybe a little bit more. Oh, no fingers, no fingers. And we're going to take a little cornmeal, and we're going to spread it on there too. That'll help keep the dough from sticking. It also adds a little extra crisp. Alright, now I'm going to finish this out real quick. Very good, very good. Let me see that for just a second. I'm going to spread this out just a little bit more. A lot of people think that making pizza dough is difficult, but we've kind of mastered it with lots of practice. Now we're going to take this, we're going to spread it over our pan, and we got a couple holes in it there due to fingers getting in the way. Patch those up a little bit. Nothing comes out perfect when you're dealing with a 3-year-old. Oh, we're not ready for the pepperoni yet. Alright. I'm just going to knock the edges off like this. We like our pizza a little bit crispy and thin. We've got a little bit extra dough there. And there you have it. We're ready to build our pizza. We'll be back in a few minutes to, We'll let that rest and then we'll come back and make our pizza.